Hello friends, thank you for joining me today. My name is Dan. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. My name's Dan either way. And as you see by the title there, I'm finally getting my titles back to the old form, the old pattern I had here a couple years ago. DAA stands for Dan's Art Adventure. It used to be Daily Art Adventure, now it's not nearly so daily, so Dan's Art Adventure. All right, we're all set. Ready to go with the clapper. Dan's Art Adventure number 20, Sarah and Joe. This is Sarah and Joe. And I'm very close to the finished. Broken color, pushed color, and sparkle. Go. All that nonsense, just for fun, of course. All right, and I'm assuming most of you, as you join me, you've already seen several previous. Hello, Franz. Good to see you. So here is, let me let you look at this straight on for just a minute. Sarah is, Franz, you might recognize the name Foxhole Willie, one of our regulars. Sarah is his daughter. So I'm doing this for them. And you can watch all the videos how I managed to achieve that likeness. I'm pretty happy with that. And the last broadcast, I was painting the background. Now, a couple things that I've done without your company. One is I have darkened all four corners, created a vignette. Hang on just a second, I need to adjust something here. I've got just a little bit too much volume coming in my monitor. There we go. All right. Nice shot of my head anyway, right? Hang on. I'm going to get you pointed the right direction yet. Bear with me. All right. So I did that. And apologies to all of you. I have already started the broken color process. And I am quite arbitrary. I don't consider myself by any means an expert at this broken color thing. I was about to give you the name of the teacher. I haven't taken from him directly. It'll come back to me in a minute, where I have been most influenced by this recently. But I save my broken color, most of my broken color, until this dedicated phase, which doesn't seem to me like the best way to operate. It's just the way I operate. All right, so here's the way I do it. I typically start with purple and go around the color wheel. Purple, cool red, warm red, orange, and I've done all those colors so far, and so I'm around to yellow. So I have just mixed up a very bright, very pale yellow. This painting, because of the subject matter, it's a little bit different. I'm not sure why. Because of flowers, maybe, partly. And this, by the way, is a very intense and dangerous color. So I'm not going to do much of it. And I'm speaking as though all of you already know what broken color is. And of course, that's a wrong, ooh, that was a nice touch. That's a wrong assumption, so let me go ahead and define it for you. Broken color, Phil Stark, that's the name of the teacher. You can look him up. I only know him because a friend of mine has taken classes, several classes from him, and quotes him. So therefore, I've learned from Phil Stark through his friend, through my friend, I mean to say. Broken color is matching the value. Do you like my hands? I've been working today. Matching the value of what's already there, but doing a contrasting and unrealistic, non-literal color. Now, along with that, sometimes I will do a pushed color. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do a tiny bit of pushed color. Yeah, I'm sorry, no, my head's in your way. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I did a tiny bit of intense yellow right at the top of Sarah's hair there. And this is a yellow, orange, white flower, and I just did bright yellow on it. That's called pushing the color. That's not broken color, that's pushed color. All right, broken color is if I take some of this bright yellow and put it here in the blue sky where it doesn't belong. That's the key issue. Oh, I know, I can make at least one of these masts, one of these ship masts way back here. Yellow, there we go. That's, in fact, that's so nice, I'm gonna do one more. All right, that's enough of that. This is a very dangerous color. I'm really afraid of it. Before I leave, though, I will go back to orange. I'm going backwards on my color wheel for a minute because I do want to push some color down here in the grass area. There's a slight correction, so to speak, improvement that I do want to make to this painting, and that is, after I looked at it yesterday, after I finished, I feel like the energy in the grass is too high out here, so I want to push this down on both ends. And normally I would do that with a glaze, but because I'm not using a fast dry alkyd titanium, it's medium dry, medium slow, medium fast, either one is true. Therefore I can't do a glaze because it's not dry enough. But anyway, so I'll probably broadcast at least some of that process, diminishing the energy there and there. While I'm at it, pushing color, let's do some of the orange trees way back here in the distance. Okay, so that's pushing color. It's in a way, the opposite of broken color. Broken color is ironic color, if you will, not realistic, and pushed color is sensible color, but exaggerated. There we go. All right, so let's continue around the color wheel. The next, after yellow, is green, pale green, chartreuse, yellowish green, spring green, to use a kind of decorator color. Okay, so I'm mixing up here a very intense light yellow green. Again, very, very dangerous color. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is not broken color, but pushed color on some of these pylons. I've already, let's zoom in here and see if you can see some of this. Here's some broken color, red there and there, there. There's a tiny bit of purple right there. There's dark purple, reddish purple along the bottom of the pier here. And there's some red up, hang on, right at the top of that pylon. You see that? And some purple in here. All right, all of that is broken color. And now I've got this intense green. So the key to making broken color work is that the color, the ironic color, I call that's the first time I've used that term, but it's a good description. The ironic color needs to be the same value, that is lightness, darkness, as what you're putting it on. Now, so for instance, I'm about to do a stroke that is not broken color because that shaft of grass, that mark right there, that abstract mark, was dark. and I just put a light green on it. So that's pushed color because it's not unrealistic, ironic color. Again, pushed color right here. All right, now hang on. Let's see if I can really do some broken color. I seem to be in the mood for. See, so if I put any of this green on any of these leaves, any of these green leaves, that's pushed color, right? Again, I'm evidently still stuck at the moment. Normally I would look for something that is orange. And indeed, I've got just the thing right here. Okay, so I'll let you watch me do one right up close. This piece of grass right here, which is a pale orange. I did. Now it's green, orange, green. Let's do another one right beside it. So indeed, that's broken color. Now, it's not ironic because it's grass, but but it's straw, golden, yellow, ochre-colored grass in reality. So that's the reason it is broken color. It's because it is ironic. It's actually not the color that the grass is at all. A few more of those. I feel like I should be able to get some of this green in the water somewhere. But I've already done, and sometimes, by the way, you put down a mark and it's the wrong value. Like, no, that's too dark. No, I don't have to erase it, I just diminished it. Oh, here's a funny one. You can't see it, I'm sorry. I just did light green on top of fuchsia, light purplish red. The purplish red was a broken color. So now I've got one broken color on top of another. And the question is that legal? And the answer is absolutely. Yes, it is. You can do that. So earlier I put down a reddish purple there, and now I just put green over part of it. Not the whole thing, of course. Oh, here's a good, no, this is, again, this is not broken color. This is pushed color. But it looks good anyway on part of the superstructure of the archway there. Okay, that's some broken color right there. Oh, and that actually worked quite nicely. Let's do a tiny bit more of that. So I'm doing in the water. All right, I seem to be very tired of that. I seem to be having a hard time with that color, so let's just move on. So I'm moving now to a dark green, mid-tone, maybe you could call it. Forest green, 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 green. Not, and much darker than what I was using a minute ago. Yeah, kind of a bluish green. All right, let's see. Aha, how about on his suit right there? Okay, you can do, as I just did right there, you can, broken color doesn't need to be a stark, hard edge. I just did a very soft smudge of green on his coat, and I really like it. I'm just going to mess it up a little bit. There we go. As you can imagine, I don't do much broken color on the figures, although I just did the bottom side of her wrist right there. I just did. Here in her veil a little while ago, I did this lavender. No, I'm scratching the lavender in her veil there and there, and that turned out quite nicely. Really, when I do broken color, I'm playing kind of dangerously. At least for me, it's dangerous. And I'm never really sure if the stroke's going to look good or not till I put it down. Ooh, that looked very nice. See, that's sound of surprise you just heard. I have learned a trick that dark green often looks really good in dark shadows. I don't have an awful lot of dark shadows in this painting, but I'll do some down here in the grass. There are some dark areas, and let me just. The reason I think that this is effective, that is doing dark green in shadows, and again, there's not much shadow in this painting. I'm going to try to sneak it a little bit under his arm right here, or yeah, under his arm. There we go. It's because the green, I'm not going to explain all this. I've explained it in the past. You'll just have to catch it another time. Green is a very aggressive, bright green comes toward you. It's very aggressive color. And so when you put it in a dark shadow is recessive, goes away from the viewer. Light comes toward the viewer, right? Green comes toward the viewer. And so does red. Both red and green come toward. That's ironic. And so when you put green in a shadow area, oh, that was a nice touch. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. When you put green in a shadow, it's again sort of ironic, and it's a fun little trick I'm playing with your eye. There we go. I'm putting several places in the cracks of the dock here. All right, enough of that. So I started with purple, right? Purple, red, orange, yellow, green. Next is blue, greenish blue. So I just wiped off my brushes, as you saw, and dipped my brush straight into some phthalo blue, what I call warm blue. And this is quite an intense turquoise color now. Hello, Brenda. You're very welcome. My pleasure. What time is it in Australia? Hello, David. Oh, I'll get a shadow line of the ground from her dress. And I do have some, but you're right. It's gotten smudged out a little bit in the course of doing stuff. So thanks for mentioning that. I will hope to get back to that. All right, so can you see the color that's on these brushes? Yeah, quite intense. And I think I'm gonna smudge that a little bit, and then smudge my smudge a little bit. You know it's legal to smudge paintings, right? Or smudge paint, right? And then you know it's legal to smudge your smudges, right? Good, because now that we're clear. A little touch right at about her knee. That's too much of a touch, but that's all right. Just I'll diminish it and it'll be perfect. Yeah. Now, I think I can probably get some on his shoulder. That is not broken color. It's hard to say what that is, but it looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it. I know what the challenge of this painting is. All these flowers, you sort of can't do, you can't do broken color in flowers because it just turns the color of the flower into something else. So it's no longer broken. You can't do ironic color on a flower because flowers come in all colors. All right, back here in these trees, once again, I have a pretty intense, ooh, right on the top of this boat, yes. Every once in a while, I see something before I do it in broken color and go, yes, that was very nice. And you understand, I'm not bragging. I'm rejoicing. It's like, whew, that turned out well. I've never tried this before. I want one of the lines. Yeah, from the boat. It's very skinny, but you guys can't see it. I'm sorry, but I can see it. It's definitely there. By the same token, right at the top of this board. Yes, nice. Now if I put any of this intense turquoise anywhere that the painting is blue, like right there, that might be broken color, but the water is already essentially blue, right? So I missed it. Oh, it looks nice now. Then it's aqua colored paint on blue water is not broken color, that's pushed color, right? And don't get me wrong, pushed color is, is a really, especially for people who are afraid of color, having a separate and distinct phase like this where you're literally doing, whoops, that was a mistake, wrong value completely. Where you're doing a dedicated layer of pushed colors is a good idea. Again, especially for those of you, perhaps, or those of us, I should say, who are afraid of color. All right, that's enough of that. I'm going to wipe this off and put ultramarine blue. Now you understand, I could do light blue, medium blue, dark. I could do a whole bunch more than I am doing, right? But I don't typically try to do light green, dark green, light yellow, dark yellow, light red, dark red, light blue, dark, no, I don't get quite that worried about it. All right, so I have here a nice kind of a periwinkle blue, ultramarine, purplish blue. And yes, right on the edge of his jacket right here. I don't know, that's pushed color, clearly, because his jacket is blue, and I just made it more blue. Even a little bit here on the wrinkle. Forgive me, I know I'm right in your way. There, that's a nice bit of broken color right there. I'm going to do another pylon beside it. And then I'm going to scratch the second one. Not scratch it off, just scratch through it. Right, right there is some nice broken color. The pylon is green. I just painted it with a fairly intense blue, and that looks good. Nope, that does not look good. So I'm not going to erase it. I'm going to paint with my finger and move that blue paint around. There's still a tiny bit of it there, and that's just right. This might be a good place for the shadow under her dress. I'm going to paint with my thumb. Oops, sorry, I just made that mark there, and it's okay. I'm just going to diminish it. So that's a smudge of broken color. Same thing over here. Oh yeah, that actually works quite well. I just want it to be quite soft. Some of this grass again, yeah. Oh, nice, nice. That was a nice stroke. In other words, the grass that was straw-colored, yellow, gold, orange, pale, yellow ochre color, I just did blue on top of it, and it worked very well. All right, I think I'm done. Whew. With broken color. Yeah, good. Let's call it quits. All right, I'm essentially finished with the painting. I'll hang on to it for a day or two, see if I agree with that assessment. But I mentioned a while ago, I want to tone down out here a little bit. And normally, as I said, normally I would do that with glazing, but the painting is too slow drying to do a, I could do a Neil McGilp. It's a product. I could use this and do a glaze with that, but nah, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm mixing up a dull, medium dark, dull brown. Let's start over at this end. And without creating hard edges, too many hard edges, I just want to push down some of the color that's over here. There's yellow. Let's take that down a little bit. Green. Yeah, this stuff right here. So I'm painting sort of like a glaze. Probably ruining some of the beautiful broken color I just did, but that's all right. I need, what I discovered I need is, there, that's better. I needed less energy over here. Now I'm going to scratch into that a little bit, again, to maintain a grassy texture. But okay, this is working now. See how high energy, contrasting color, going to more brown, smudgy. And if it's too smudgy, which it is in places, I'll just run my fingernail through that brown paint, bring it back up just a little bit. Again, one of my favorite terms for measuring the outer edges of, especially the outer edges of a painting, is, one of my favorite terms is energy. Every inch of a good painting has just the right amount of energy. Right, let's go to over here. I'm going to move you because maybe I can do this. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jerking you all over the place. Yeah. There's some wet paint over here, of course, and so I'm just smearing it with this kind of action. Paint around the edge of the canvas. Yes, much better. So it's just smudgy in here. Once again, if it's too smudgy, I'll make a few more streaks. And that's better. So I had too much energy toward the outer edges of this grassy area. I feel like I have too little energy over here. Hang on, let me fix this. So let me punch a little bit more. So it's a balance, very delicate balance. It's all intuitive. Like how much energy is too much? Who knows? It's just visual. All right, Jim, I don't know if you're watching. Oh, good. That's a reasonable hour, Brenda. It's kind of late here. It's about, what time is it? 7:35 p.m. Yep. Got it. Hello, Jim. That's Foxo Willie is Jim. I think I'm done, my friend. This has really been fun. Jim, having you watch the whole process. I hope you feel like you're getting your money's worth. I'm not being sensitive. It's just I do think most people. Not you're an artist, so you wouldn't be surprised, but most people would be surprised. I don't know. How much work? I guess. I'm raising my easel way up right now because I'm going to do my signature. While it's up there, I'm painting a little bit. All right, signature is in pale, pretty much pale yellow ochre. Most of you have heard my signature rant probably over the years. Here it is real quick. Do not use your initials. I'm sorry to all those of you who do. That was a bad choice. Unless people call you. If your name is PJ, then you could sign your painting PJ. But if your name is Paul, so to speak, most people do terrible signatures for one simple reason. They're using the wrong brush. So I'm using the best brush ever invented by human hand, Winsor Newton Series 7, red sable. I strongly recommend, even if you're an amateur and you're not, if you're professional and you're trying to make a living with your art, then I think a legible signature is paramount. But even if you're a good amateur and you're just painting for fun, well, people want to know who did that painting. I can't tell you how many times I've, seen a painting across a hotel lobby or bank office or something, and I walk up to see, wow, that's a nice painting. I wonder who did that. And I walk up and it's got, the mark of Zorro, so, and I'm quite disgusted because I wanted to know who did that painting, and we will never know. So I always have done the same signature for decades and decades. I'm sure it's evolved somewhat, but that's it. You can read it. My name is Dan Nelson. I'm not ashamed of myself or my paintings, either one. All right, so that's my short rant. Use a good brush, watercolor, red sable, round, and write it carefully. All right, Mr. Jim, so let me tell you about what else has to happen to this painting. The painting is finished, essentially, but it's not ready to ship yet. I'm going to leave it here. Well, I have another wedding painting I need to jump on right away, but I'm going to leave it here in my studio. I'll look at it, again, measuring the faces, see if, I think I'm happy with them, but you never know. I might say, wait a minute, his ear, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? Her nose. I'm going to paint the top and the bottom in acrylics. I'm going to pull wire on the back. I'm going to wait, in this case, about 4 or 5 more days for this thick stuff to dry. I'm not a fan of this paint. I won't show you which paint I'm not a fan of, but I like my normal Alkyd titanium white, which is fast dry. So I have to wait several days, and then I will varnish it. I've done several broadcasts over the years, several, about how to varnish a painting, so you can look that up if you want to, but I won't do a broadcast for that. Then I'll package it up. I've also done several broadcasts on how to pack up a painting. You can watch that if you want. And I'll ship it up to Maryland, to Foxhole Willie. And I'll send him a bill. Ain't that right, Jim? Anyway, thank you. Foxhole Jim says, a guy I know thinks this should be free because you streamed it. Yeah, right. All right. I'm glad you rolled your eyes. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jim, very much. And thanks all the rest of you for watching. And tomorrow's Saturday. I might I might broadcast tomorrow. As I said, I've got a big, have to jump on another wedding painting ready to go.